what I could talk about is like how I decided to seek out therapy again because there were a lot of unresolved issues that I didn't think I thought that I dealt with.
Like what in particular? I know you just started doing therapy again, but like what in particular in your therapy sessions are actually helping you to talk about?
Well, I mean, I just went yesterday for like the intake thing, but like what inspired me to want to go back is actually you and Jazz, the other Jazz, inspired me to go back because last week I had to run some errands downtown and I was cutting through City Hall and I saw my biological grandmother's niece. I won't mention her name, but she stopped me and she said, "How you doing? It's been a couple years, yada yada yada." And I said, "I'm doing okay." You know, we had a nice conversation. I even invited her to the office to visit. And I realized when I left her, came back to the office, I began to have a panic attack and I started crying. And I didn't know why. And that is because...
So did that just like bring up some bad memory or...?
Yeah, I think it just brought up... Now, this person that my grandmother's niece, she seems like a very nice lady. I've never really had much of an encounter with her, and the ones that I had were great. She's never done anything to me. But it is the entire, I guess, notion of just seeing someone from my family that really triggered something, and I was very upset and visibly shaken, and it just...
Family definitely is a sensitive subject, no matter who it is. What was your relationship to your grandmother's niece? Like, how did you know her particularly, like, other than family reunions and things as such? Was she around when you and your mother were having issues?
No. I mean, everybody is always around, but no one wants to get involved. But I mean, I'm sure she was around. But like, she really didn't have anything to do with anything. She was just another person in the family. So I can't really be mad at her. It was nothing that she did.
Was there anything like you could think of that really like brought up bad memories? Like, what, honestly, truthfully, bringing up the bad memories is a good way to face it. So like, was there anything in particular that really got you? Like, I mean, I know it's just her being around because it's just part of the family being around and near you, so it brings up old memory. But like, what in particular? Like, I mean, I know I might be asking too much, but what like really kind of?
I think it's not so much memories. It's just it is. It's just I just started thinking about all of the pain and emotions I felt about why my mom did not want me. And I know that sounds stupid at my age, you know, I'm adopted, I have a great mom, everything's great, but...
I mean, I don't think it necessarily matters because it's your mother not accepting you, and that's something you don't necessarily understand.
You're right, I don't understand it. I mean, when she had me, she was 16. I get that. She was young. But I know there were times where she didn't claim me as her kid when she could have. Meaning she would tell, not a lot of people even knew she had a daughter. She wouldn't tell anybody. And I don't know if that's because she was ashamed or, I don't know. All I know is that to this day, it really hurts to know that she didn't even want to claim me. Obviously, I remember one time she told someone, like in my presence, that I was like a cousin looking out for a cousin, or something like that. Like she never claimed me as her kid. And that really upset me. And I think I just had a lot of emotions and I had a lot of feelings when I saw this cousin downtown. Like, I don't understand. I don't get it.
It's definitely not an easy thing to understand.
How do you do that to a kid? And I thought I was over it, but I'm not. How do you just have a kid and not want to know how it's doing? Make all these false promises that you know you can't keep or have any intentions of keeping. I want to know why, and I'm talking to my biological mom directly, I want to know why you chose to go to pen relays instead of wanting to be with me. I want to know why you wanted to get your nails done instead of hanging out and taking responsibility to want to be with me. I want to know what was so fucking important than to want to be with me. You only had to see me 2 times a month. 8 hours combined. 4 hours, it was from like 4 to 8 every other Saturday. What was so fucking important that you couldn't spend 8 hours a month with your kid? To me, there's nothing more important than that. Than wanting to see your child, especially when you said you wanted me and then I would go there and then she wouldn't show up. I want to know what was so important. Like, there isn't anything important. I'm sorry. Like, there is nothing more important than spending time with your kid if you have the ability to. Like, I talk about my foster brother Amir. He is not my son, obviously, and he's not in our home right now, but I miss him terribly, and I wonder every day how he's doing, how he's feeling. He was with us from the time he was 6 months until he was 3. Like, I'm not a parent. I want to know how he's doing. I want to know what's going on. I want to know if he's happy, if he's sad, if he's eating enough, things like that. And I'm not a parent. I don't know how she can just give up something like that. And you can say, yeah, you're young, but there are a lot of teen moms out there who have more responsibility, who accepted their responsibility more than she.
So, in particular, did you have this conversation with your therapist before?
A therapist.
Yeah.
Maybe not the one that I have now, because we're new. Why?
Did you bring any of this up with him? Like anything like that? What did he say particularly?
Well, we never got that far. But yeah.
I'm kind of just curious as to what they might have said to help you handle it.
Well, I mean, I have this therapist I have now. She's really cool, and I have a feeling we'll get to that. And when we figure it out, I'll let you know. I didn't mean to kind of just go off like that, but that's how I feel. Like, how do you do that? How do you not want to know? How do you blame a kid for why you don't have them? I remember she used to say it was everyone else's fault, or it was my fault because I wanted to be adopted. I wanted to be adopted because you weren't stepping up to the plate, and I was tired of always being hurt.
Now, then I guess the real question is, what do you think of your experience in foster care in comparison to your mother? Like, do you think you would have been better off with her or without her?
Without her.
Definitely think without right now you're better off as it is.
Yeah. Even with a lot of the pain of rejection and stuff that I feel, I still think I was better off without her.
So maybe more in response to the, looking up the history of foster care and things as such, do you think that foster care is really is a very useful thing in the United States right now, and like especially with the current state of it?
I think it was. Like I stated in the video, it started out in the U.S. in the 1800s. I think everything back then was with good intentions. That was from the heart, and around those times it was Christian based, so people had consciences about what they did. Now it just seems like everything's about the money.
Well, do be careful, Jazz. That was the 1850s. That was before slavery was abolished. So there's a similar issue going on
True.
in consciousness.
I'm
So
talking
nice
white children. Let's say they cared about the white, they didn't have much of a conscience if they were slavery.
Well, that's not to say they didn't have a conscience. It was just I'm just saying, be careful about that thought. It's not to say that it was. It's not to say that it was untrue, but it's just to say that be careful of the history.
It's more of, did I beat my slave? If I didn't, I had a conscience.
Yeah.
I still owned them, but I didn't hurt them. But that's you know what I'm saying.
That's a dark path.
That's a dark path
Yeah.
that I have no intentions of diving into.
Yeah.
But
like so, how was your foster care experience in your life like positive? Truthfully.
I mean, honestly, I think I had, aside from babies who get adopted right away, I think I had one of the better experiences because I was only in 2 homes, and the second home adopted me, and the first home loved me very much and never treated me like I was anything less than their child.
So what would you have to say to the foster kids that you think don't have that?
I can't even say I'm sorry, because the amount of pain a lot of them feel, you can't apologize. I don't know what I would say. I guess I would just pray that they find somebody that loves them for all the right reasons. And I'm not talking about like intimacy, boyfriend, girlfriend. I'm talking about someone who loves them. They find someone who cares for them in the way that they should be cared for. But I'm not going to sit here and apologize, because I don't think that does it justice. And some kids are orphaned because, their parents died or something like that, something horrific. That's what I would say. I hope there's somebody out there that you can lean on, because sorry doesn't cut it. I think that's where I'm going to end that today.
Okay.
Thank you guys for watching this. I didn't think I would get that deep into this. That's my life. That's this past week since I've been making this series, starting this series. It's been extremely painful. I mean, I don't think there hasn't been a day where I haven't cried at some point, because I'm realizing that there's a lot that I haven't gotten over. And like I said, you and Jazz you guys helped me in a way see the error in how I was dealing with it. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a good weekend. I'll have another part of this up on Monday. Yeah, goodbye.